for those who are
Well, also
withholding
can't
for
because
whatever
your son
reason.
can't
They're
because
distrust in the government. They don't like vaccines to begin with. They hear stories about people getting blood clots and dying from getting the vaccines. And so those skeptics, when they're told no matter what you have to wear a mask, they go, then why would I get the vaccine in the first place? It is the worst marketing.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, you have 100% agreement on that point.
And when it comes to whether or not they're being scared or not in LA County, I think they're making it a case of, hey, show us proof of your vaccination or test weekly. So are they trying to say, in this case, they're not trying to scare you necessarily, but they're trying to make it so cumbersome that you'll finally just go, oh, fine, I'm sick of this testing every week. I'll just go get the darn shot.
Yes, and they've turned it into something fearful and something negative. And I think that if they do, in fact, reinstate the mandate, you are going to see a mass exodus to places like Texas and Florida, where the governors there have said, we trust people to make their own decisions. And we trust that you have made a fine decision this morning, tuning into the Bill Handel Show here on Kfi Am 640. And guess what we have right now? It's Jennifer Jones-Lee with a bit of the news.
Well, prosecutors in Belgium have opened an investigation into the deadly floods that killed 37 people in the country. They're trying to determine whether there's a basis to charge anyone with involuntary manslaughter by failure of precaution. Three big tech heavy hitters are blowing past Wall Street second quarter estimates. Apple, Microsoft, and Google's parent company Alphabet all posted strong earnings yesterday after the closing bell. And McCormick is recalling 3 of its seasonings for possible salmonella contamination. The spice company is recalling its Perfect Pinch Italian seasoning, Culinary Italian seasoning, and Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Ranch seasoning. We'll take a look at your drive with BKFI in the sky next.
They're calling it the new socialism. More and more Democratic lawmakers want everyone to get a basic income, even if they don't work. Free healthcare, free college, and more. Now, every night this week, Rob Schmidt is on Newsmax pushing back on the new socialism and its leaders like AOC and Bernie Sanders. Joe Biden's spending programs are already costing you trillions as inflation is soaring. If you care about your money, you need to watch Rob Schmidt tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Find out why socialism doesn't really work and how it can actually cost you a lot. Get Newsmax TV on all major cable systems. Now, if your operator doesn't carry it, call around. Demand Newsmax. Also find Newsmax for free on most streaming systems like Roku, Samsung, LG, Pluto, Zumo, and more. Or download the free Newsmax app on your phone, and then you watch it anywhere. Watch Newsmax. More than 30 million Americans do because it's news you can trust. Watch Newsmax tonight. Need a new water heater? Water Heaters Only, with over 53 years in business, offers low prices, quality same-day service, and for a limited time, monthly payments as low as $89 for a water heater replacement. Visit waterheatersonly.com. Terms and conditions apply.
So that weather from KFI is going to be another warm one with temperatures from the low 70s at the beaches to the upper 90s inland. This report is brought to you by Water Heaters Only. Let's check that drive on the 10.
You betcha. Pretty good drive, too. If your witness last time around here was kind of fudging about a possible problem in the Covina's eastbound 10 around Azusa. But I'm happy to tell you, yes, indeed. It's just a rig and it's over to the shoulder. So I'm sure the rig driver is not too happy. But for you driving through, it's going to be good. Westbound drive coming off Kellogg Hill, always busy, that's for sure. But no serious problems to the 605 from the 605 in. Still looking pretty good. Now we're headed back right to the Rose Bowl. I got another call from the CHP on this eastbound around Colorado. That's right around the interchange south of the Rose Bowl of a ladder truly bouncing around. So it can be a danger. Be careful. Headed into North Long Beach now, southbound 710 around Alondra. Getting word of a possible fire over to the shoulder of the freeway. We'll follow up on that as well. And a busy spot now, downtown Los Angeles, South 110 Harbor Freeway to the West 10 Santa Monica. Busy transition. Something in the lanes there. We'll check it out. We'll check that out for you, too, if I can get it out of my mouth. Injured in an accident. Visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Bond, KFI in the sky.
This report is sponsored by Mercury Insurance. With over 2 million happy customers and counting, it's no wonder Mercury was named one of the best auto insurance companies 4 years in a row by Insure.com. Head over to MercuryInsurance.com today to get a fast, free quote. That's MercuryInsurance.com.
Hey, Gary, how are things? Things are great, but I crushed my mortgage payment with owning without even leaving my couch. I got a refi at a great low rate, and owning did it all in less than 3 weeks. It was easy. No muss, no fuss.
Be like Gary. Call Owning at 833-2-OWNING and crush your mortgage payment with today's 15-year fixed refi at 1.5% rate, 1.912% APR. That's right, 15-year fixed at 1.5% rate, 1.912% APR. Even if you've refinanced recently, call 833-2-OWNING and let us crush your monthly payment even more.
NMLS 2611, licensed by the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. Subject to credit approval. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions. Equal housing lender.
You can crush it, too, with a 15-year fix, 1.5%, 1.912% APR refi.
That's 833-2-OWNING or go to owning.com.
LA Kings Die Hard season ticket memberships are now on sale for the 2021 and 22 season. Be there in person for every LA Kings home game for just $20 per game. Limited memberships are available, so visit lakings.com/diehard or call 1-888-KINGS-LA for more details.
If you've been injured in an accident, hiring the right attorney matters. Sweet James Accident Attorneys have helped thousands of listeners and settled millions of dollars each month. Accident victims are not just numbers. Their stories are real, just like this one. Before her accident, a Sweet James client enjoyed spending time with her family and living a normal life. Until one day her life changed forever and she was terribly injured in a collision. The insurance company wouldn't even cover her surgeries and medical bills. Thankfully, her daughter hired Sweet James. Her team of attorneys fought hard to make sure she was able to receive all the care she needs. Sweet James was able to settle her case for $5.7 million. If you or someone you love is ever injured in an accident, don't take the gamble. Call Sweet James. Every case is different, and they can't guarantee the outcome, but it's important to get an experienced law firm on your side. Call for a free consultation at 800-500-5200. That's 800-500-5200 or sweetjames.com.
From now until the end of July, be sure to stop into your local grocery outlet to participate in their 11th annual Independence from Hunger Drive. When you donate $5 in cash or donation bag, they will give you a $5 coupon for a future visit.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
For many men, divorce brings a bewildering sense of loss. You feel adrift, isolated, like you're the only person in the world. But the good news is, you're not alone. Cordell & Cordell is here to help. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has been there to guide men through all aspects of divorce. And we'll be there for you.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's California area attorneys. 1455 Crazy Road, Suite 500, San Diego, California, 92108. CordellCordell.com. Have you been wanting to give your home or apartment a fresh new look? Perhaps furnish an Airbnb? Or maybe you need help setting up your home office? Then come into Court Furniture Outlet today and discover why Court Furniture has been the secret destination for home stagers, designers, and savvy business professionals for over 40 years. You'll save on everything you need to brighten up your home or make your workplace more comfortable. And at Court Furniture Outlet, everything is in stock and ready for immediate delivery. New upholstery and several styles and colors, including sleeper sectionals with storage, only $4.99. Conference tables and meshback office chairs from $59. And bookcases for $49. Plus great deals on bedroom sets, mattresses, dining, and so much more. Let Court's friendly furniture consultants help you find everything you need to live and work in comfort and style. With locations in Glendale on Central, in Corona at the 91 and McKinley, and now Fountain Valley at Euclid and the 405. Or go to CourtFurnitureOutlet.com. That's C-O-R-T FurnitureOutlet.com.
The governor says it's one thing to intellectualize this, one thing to talk about this program in the aggregate. Never mind what he said. I can't even read that without intellectualize aggregate. Jerry and Shannon.
That was pretty good.
Weekdays at 10 a.m.
Otter, like, making it otter.
on KFI.
For KFI Am 640, Bill Handel Show, and it is Kennedalia. I'm Kennedy, and for Bill, this is Handel on the News. Let's keep churning through these suckers. Wayne Resnick and Jennifer Jones-Lee on the handle, as it were. So what we got here on the docket, Jennifer?
Well, I kind of alluded to this before, but LA is going to require city employees to show proof of vaccination or test weekly. So in other words, either get your vaccination or we're just going to annoy the crap out of you. The fourth wave is here, says Mayor Garcetti, and he says the choice for Angelenos couldn't be clearer: get vaccinated or get COVID-19. And Kennedy, this goes back to what you were saying about the scare tactic.
Okay, so here's the thing. When the vaccines first were made available, people who got them, it was like an orgy pass. They were so excited to have this testament to freedom. It's like, finally, I can take my mask off. I can go out and do things. I can finally go out in public or to a sporting event. And in places like Yankee Stadium, they had the vaccinated-only section. And it was basically just people hugging, high-fiving, sharing beers, making out with each other, no holds barred. And it was so exciting. They named it for just a second the Roaring 20s, because people felt a sense of relief. But now, all of that is being undone with things like this, where, you have to show your proof of vaccination. You have to take your vaccination card everywhere, which is the easiest thing to forge that I've ever seen in my life. And I saw a guy post his vaccination card on Twitter under the name McLovin.
I could absolutely imagine that, because you can go on eBay, you can download just a picture of a vaccination card that somebody's selling, and then you too could sell them to all your friends and family. It's ridiculous.
No one's going to check anything.
No.
Well, Governor Newsom, in another embarrassment, turns out his kids were going to a summer camp that was bucking the requirement for masks. And somebody noticed that, and he was called out as a hypocrite again. He then pulled his kids right out of there and claims that he missed an email from the camp that said, we're not enforcing the mask rules here. So that's our governor who can't read a simple email, but has the fate of the state in his hands.
I don't believe him for a second. He knew exactly what he was doing, and they probably sent their kids to the camp so their kids could be kids. And the only thing I implore is, Governor Newsom, treat all of us like your children. Please, let us frolic in the wilds of summer, maskless, so we can actually enjoy ourselves and let kids do that. That's what they should be doing. They have been cooped up for so long, zooming around. For public school kids, 2/3 of them in California have not been in school for a year and a half. So that's what they should be doing. But he's such a wanky apologist that he goes and yanks his kids out of here. His kids have been in public school. They have been enjoying the fruits of socialization. He is such a hypocrite. And this is why, by the way, I covered this a little bit last night on my Fox Business Show. This is why those polling numbers, this is why more and more people are feeling the need to pull the lever for the recall. Am I wrong, Jennifer?
No, in fact, those numbers are tightening up to the point that here's the only thing that I wonder about when it comes to those polling numbers. You've got the governor now within 3 to 5 points where people are saying, whoa, we never thought this was going to be a 50-50 thing. However, when it comes to the names who are in the race, who is that one person that's going to be the standout that actually goes up against him? Is it going to be Cox? Is it going to be Falconer? Is it going to be Caitlyn Jenner, who's not even in the state right now? I don't know. I don't know if that person exists. Even though those poll numbers are close, will we actually make it over that threshold? And that I don't know.
And the governor also failed to have himself put on the ballot as an alternative to himself. Which, what an act of hubris. Like, well, if they're going to kick me out, I hope they put me in. Come on, man, that's not how it works. All right, here we go. Well, and now we have a Medi-Cal law that is expanding to undocumented Californians over the age of 50. And, again, we go to Governor Hanson Pants, who says, we're investing California's historic surplus to accomplish transformative changes we've long dreamed of, blah, 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 extending benefits to older undocumented Californians, which seems nice, but with the surplus, give it back to people. California has enjoyed so much federal money from the pandemic stimulus. So why not take the money, the surplus that has been generated in the state, and give it back to people? It is so shocking to me that politicians, many of whom have never run businesses, so they have no idea what it's like to struggle, but they are so eager to take this money. It is a taking. It is a theft in the form of taxation, and not give it back when they have more left over And I am all for legal immigration. I'm all for it. I think we should have more people in this country legally. We need to streamline the system, but we need to curtail the welfare state, which includes this and many other programs like it.
All right, the state has this prison program, and it sounds like a good goal. It's the idea to teach good work habits, occupational skills, and there are about inmates who produce more than 1,400 goods and services, so things like clothing and food and furniture, those kinds of things. Well, then they audited that program and found that it employs inmates and illegally spent $1.3 million on all those goods and salaries, including $82,000 in artificial turf that has gone unused. Do we have to teach you how to make furniture and things on artificial turf? What the hell was the artificial turf for in the first place?
Now it's like those congressional districts where they're still building tanks.
Yeah.
Which we're not really using anymore. It is cronyism. They are employing people's kids and stepchildren, and they're talking about forcing them to give their salaries back. And I say, if you're going to engage in this sort of corrupt cronyism, lock them up. See what it's like. And by the way, we are going to, this is Kfi Am 640, it's the Bill Handel Show, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And here's Jennifer Jones-Lee with the news.
Murders in L.A. are up 26% from 2020.
LAPD Chief Moore says gang-related murders are up 25%, and crimes where guns are involved are up 133%. He says he blames, among other things, pandemic-related stress and a weak judicial system.
You don't have to look very far to see our criminal justice system. We have processes of individuals that are carrying guns that are back out in the street within hours.
Moore says car thefts are up 6%, which is an improvement. They have been up 37% in February. The chief also says homicide arrests are up 50%. Steve Gregory, Kfi News.
News is brought to you by American Vision Windows. 2 people have been arrested for barricading themselves in a house with a dead body inside in Echo Park. The LAPD says SWAT units were called to the home last night by the LA Fire Department when its crews found the body inside during a welfare check, and the 2 people wouldn't leave. Police say the pair might have been squatting at the home. Governor Newsom has signed a bill that expands Medicare access for 235,000 low-income people in the state aged 50 and older, as Kennedy just mentioned.
Regardless, again, of their ability to pay, regardless of their pre-existing conditions, and regardless of their immigration status.
Newsom also pushed vaccinations for COVID-19 while at a clinic in Central California. He says he's not giving up on trying to get everyone vaccinated, including those who don't want the shot.
We're never going to give up. Absolutely. We're going to meet people where they are. We're going to, the answer is no. Ask a better question.
He says the state's investing in working with family doctors and community-based organizations to try and convince more people to get vaccinated. California has some of the worst schools in the nation. A study using stats from the U.S. Department of Education, the U.S. Census, and the CDC shows California rates 50th for student-teacher ratio. The study was compiled by Wallet Hub and looked at 50 states and the District of Columbia. It shows California rates 31st for dropouts, 44th for students threatened and injured, and 35th for the median SAT score. California did rate number 1 for its digital learning plan. And a YouTuber has gotten so good at deepfake videos, it got him a job at Lucasfilms.
The YouTuber named Shamook made a video de-aging Mark Hamill even better than he already appears in an episode of The Mandalorian. Making actors look decades younger or having deceased actors appear in movies has been used a lot in recent years. The effect still has a long way to go to be believable. But Shamook's video impressed Lucasfilm's Industrial Light and Magic special effects gurus so much, IndieWire reports they hired Shamook to help make their effects even better. Brian Bruman, KFI News.
Let's take a look at that drive through the Newhall Pass.
You betcha. Always a busy spot, that's for sure. Good morning, and thanks for letting us right along with you here. But again, we're getting word from the CHP. There's a problem in a tough spot now with construction and all, and morning drive. But it's South 5 going to the East 210. Again, very busy spot. Their car barely over to the shoulder, so just be slow going through it. But the rest of the Newhall Pass coming into the San Fernando Valley, the merge of the 14 and the 5 going downhill, it's in pretty good shape. Pasadena now, again, we checked. We went up to the 134 around Roseville, around Colorado. If there was a ladder, I think it's either been picked up or finally bounced to the shoulder. But I didn't really see any slowing there. But you never know. As I speak to you, I guarantee you there's a ladder falling off a truck somewhere. So please be careful. Now, we beat down in downtown Los Angeles. We had word of a couple of bad problems. South 110 to the West 10 Santa Monica. and East 10 around Hoover, almost the same spot. All lanes are open now. I'm looking at it right now, but the South 110, including the Arroyo Seco, it's real slow. So it should be for this early hour, coming down from Dodger Stadium, and it's going to stay that way down through about USC, but it looks like at least the crash is gone. We're going to hit the 710. More on that coming up. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the sky.
Olympic gymnast Simone Biles is out of the women's team finals by her own choice and not because of an injury.
Today has been really stressful. We had a workout this morning. It went okay, and then just that 5.5 hour wait or something, I was just like shaking, could barely nap. I just never felt like this going into a competition before, and I tried to go out here and have fun and warm up in the back, went a little bit better, but then once I came out here, I was like, no, mental is not there, so I just need to let the girls do it and focus on myself.
Meanwhile, Team USA men's basketball sent Iran to a 120-66 defeat. Ouch! And swimmer Katie Ledecky took the gold in the 1,500-meter freestyle. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
We're not sleeping well. I mean, we're irritable, we're on edge all day. There are days when I certainly, and you no doubt, are just feeling down. Nothing feels right. And a lot of that is going around. Let me suggest contacting cbdistillery.com. This is America's trusted source for CBD products. It's a natural path to better sleep, and I even use it. A calm mind and a body, and even after working out, it just helps. What they've done is added CBN to the CBD, which makes the CBD product even more effective. 2 million customers, a money-back guarantee, no prescription required, cbdistillery.com. Clearly, I trust them. Visit cbdistillery.com, enter handle for the discount they're offering. That's cbdistillery.com, enter handle in the promo code cbdistillery.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a mostly sunny day ahead and warmer. Temperatures will range from the low 70s at the coast. We'll be in the low 80s for Orange County and Metro LA. We'll make it into the mid to upper 90s for the valleys and the IE. And we do have a flex alert starting at 4 this afternoon until 9 tonight. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. NMLS ID 128231. Equal housing lender. Not licensed in all states, including New York. Offer lease and loans over $250,000. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing terms and restrictions.
What's better than a mortgage interest rate and APR in the twos? How about a no closing cost mortgage loan with an interest rate and APR in the twos? That's right. We have no closing cost loans here at Cash Call Mortgage. We pay the title, escrow, and appraisal fees. So if you're looking to save a little cash on your monthly mortgage payment, call Cash Call Mortgage today. Our quotes are always free. If your mortgage rate APR is not in the twos, Cash Call Mortgage could lower your interest rate and save you some cash. What are you waiting for? With low rates and no closing cost options, now is the time to refinance your mortgage. For a free quote to see if you qualify, go to cashcallmortgage.com or call us today. Call 800-633-0861. That's 800-633-0861. 800-633-0861.
Need a new water heater? Water Heaters Only, with over 53 years in business, offers low prices, quality same-day service, and for a limited time, monthly payments as low as $89 for a water heater replacement. Visit waterheatersonly.com. Terms and conditions apply.
I want to break free!
Ready to break free? Norwegian Cruise Line is back and sailing this summer. Get back in the Caribbean or take in the stunning sights in Europe. And with our robust health and safety program, you can cruise confidently. Book today and enjoy 30% off all cruises, free open bar, free airfare, and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free. Ships Registry of the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply. It's grilling season at Whole Foods Market. Celebrate with animal welfare certified plain or marinated beef kebabs for $7.99 a pound through August 4th, while supplies last. Plus, Prime members save an extra 10%. See more on the Whole Foods Market app.
Go solar with local and veteran-owned Semper Solaris. Visit sempersolaris.com.
For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules. KFI.
Live and local.
Our radio station.
Oh, we are in the middle of Handle on the News. It's the Bill Handle Show, KFI AM 640. It's Kennedy in for Handle this morning. We're going to have a chat with Bill, the man. the news from his own lips. That's coming up at 9 a.m. Let's continue with Kendall on the news.
Well, it's a flex alert. Now, Kennedy, does that mean you're going to show off your triathlon sculpted biceps and calves?
I'm so glad you asked. So, Wayne, I've got two daughters, a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old, before we get into the story. And their favorite thing to do is to give me new lingo. They know I don't know. And, a couple months ago, I walked out and I was in a Gucci shirt. And my 16-year-old said, "Ooh, Mom, you're flexing." And I was like, "No, I'm not. I thought she meant what you were saying, like, as though I were flexing my muscles." So a flex alert means that I'm walking around in Chanel or something. So to flex means that you are wearing your finery and letting everyone else in the world know that you're a baller. But back to the story, Wayne.
Well, here, flex alert means you will be sweaty in the late afternoon. Your clothes will sit dirty and unwashed in your washing machine as the state asks us all to cut back on energy usage between 4 and 9 p.m. I guess the temperatures are going up. They're expecting increased demand. And we have a great system of supplying power to people where sometimes they're afraid they won't be able to give you enough power.
And then what happens is the state catches on fire. Now, Jennifer, I don't know about you. I do try and follow the flex alerts. I do try and do my laundry at night. I wash my dishes with my tears. I don't even use a dishwasher. But I really have a feeling that 90% of people, they don't follow the flex alert. Am I wrong, Jennifer?
Oh, no, you are absolutely right. And it's really fast pulling the car over. Did you just say wash? Because you are my grandpa.
A dishwasher.
Oh,
when I'm on the Davenport, I do not wash the dishes in my own tears.
All right, I'm hugging you from afar right now because that was too awesome. But yeah, I do not know a person who sets their thermostat to 78 degrees. And in fact, if Bill Handel were here this morning, he would tell you that when the flex alert comes out, he almost defies it and uses the thermostat to flip it the bird and go a little cooler.
Yeah, you know who sets the thermostat at 78? They do it at the gym, in the sauna, when you are a piece of human meat searing yourself in a wooden box.
Yeah, we've all been there, and it's not good, and then you can't go home and wash your clothes, because flex alert's still on.
Now, I want solar panels. I just heard the Gary and Shannon solar panel commercial, and I want solar panels so I can live like a glutton. Because once I get solar panels, I'm going to have a house party every single night. There's going to be DJs and spotlights and disco balls. I'm going to be swinging from the disco ball like Miley Cyrus. Woo! Flex this. Sons of banshees. All right, well, this is kind of a crazy story. And it brings out the libertarian in me partially. Ed Buck, he is that prominent political donor. He has donated a lot of money to Democrat campaigns. He has been convicted in the fatal overdoses of two black men because he liked to hire prostitutes. He liked to give money to homeless people. So, he's in a way doing his own form of advocacy combined with fetishism. The problem is, and I don't have a problem with prostitution. I think that should be legal, all consensual acts between adults. And I think drugs should be legal so you know what's in them, because the problem is Ed Buck apparently liked to inject his own victims with drugs. That was part of his fetish. And unfortunately, there were two ODs in 2017 and 2019. So now he's going to the Huskow on federal charges.
For a very long time, by the way. Probably 25 years.
I thought, too, it was super poignant yesterday that yesterday marked the 4 years to the day of his first victim.
Yeah, Jamel Moore, whose mom, Letitia Nixon, said that the conviction was the best news I could have ever imagined. That she's never going to get her son back, and that's the part that really disturbs me. It's not the prostitution and drug use. It's the fact that he was oftentimes injecting his victims when they were unconscious, which is obviously worse than anything that Bill Cosby has been accused of. And you have two fatalities here, so he is going to go away for a long time. Ed was not able to buck the system.
All right, so police in Corona are trying to figure out what happened in this movie theater where an 18-year-old woman was shot to death and a 19-year-old was severely hurt. And it was actually, they only sold 4 other tickets besides this couple to this movie, which was for one of the Forever Purge movies. And workers had gone inside the theater to clean after the movie and found the gunshot victims, which is why I'm very confused as to why the other people who were in the theater weren't like, hey, there was a shooting, or how did nobody not know about this? But an extensive search of the theater led to the discovery of evidence, they say, but no gun. And the investigators say that they're following up on leads, but they hope that possibly witnesses can help them fill in the blanks.
Yes, and hopefully the victim who was taken to the hospital, Anthony Barajas, he hopefully will be able to let investigators know exactly what happened. But it's insane. They found these people at 11:45 at night. They have no idea what time this happened. And it just goes to show you how loud movie theaters are, that no one outside of the theater itself knew that someone had been killed and another person almost paid with their life. So, I'm sure we will follow up on this story and try and figure out exactly what happened, because that is craziness. The insanity continues here on the Bill Handel Show. It is KFI Am 640, Jennifer Jones-Lee with a little bit of news.
President Biden says the latest CDC mask guidance moves the nation another step closer to finally defeating the COVID-19. The CDC is recommending people who are vaccinated wear masks indoors in areas where there are high levels of infection. The Federal Reserve set to announce its decision on interest rates today. The central bank's expected to leave rates in the 0 to 0.25% range. And McDonald's sales have spiked thanks to the BTS meal and its new chicken sandwich. Global sales at the fast food chain surged past Wall Street's targets this morning. We'll take a look at that drive with DKFI in the sky and check the 710 next.
So how are those Solar Max panels treating you?
Wonderfully. I don't get to see them much because they're on the top of the house. But I'm saving money and I keep cool in the summer heat because Solar Max does everything under one roof right here in SoCal. I get the best service.
And Solar Max has an exciting new offer right now. The Tesla 420 panels and power walls for $79.96 per month and zero down.
Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and say the keyword Solar Max, pound 250, and say Solar Max. Or go to solarmaxtech.com. Monthly payment available on approved credits. The SLB number 97204.
From now until the end of July, be sure to stop by your local grocery outlet to participate in their 11th annual Independence from Hunger Drive. When you donate $5 in cash or donation bag, they will give you a $5 coupon for a future visit.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a warm day ahead. Temperatures will range from the low 70s at the coast to the upper 90s inland. And we do have a flex alert later this afternoon between 4 and 9. This report is brought to you by Grocery Outlet. Let's take a look at that drive on the 710.
Yeah, good view here this morning. Boy, the marine layer at a minimum. We can see the 710 for a change at this time of the morning from Alhambra all the way down to Queen Mary. So the 710 report is a good one right now. There's a lot of volume on it, north and south, really. In between, we're right over the 91 right now, 91, 710 as they speak to you. But there's a lot of volume on both sides, but no major problems to warn you about. We came down here, we were headed for a problem that was reported east 91 around the 710 in North Long Beach. But again, I don't see anything in lines there. Everybody's moving along. Westbound's definitely slow out towards the 110. More on that. We're going to take the 405 up to LAX to let you know about that. Downtown Los Angeles, just wanted to warn you that South 110, including the Arroyo Seco, starting around the 5, all the way down through the 4 level, down around the convention center, was real slow due to some earlier problems that cleared. In Orange County, well, looking pretty good. The southbound 5 always slow going through Orange and the 22. There was an early problem northbound on State College, a car way over the right embankment, so maybe a little slowing here. Just be careful going through, please. Injured in an accident, visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Bach, KFI in the sky.
This report is sponsored by the Auto Club of Southern California. Looking to save money on auto insurance? It's easy. Get your free quote at AAA.com/insurance. You could save even more when you bundle your homeowners or renters policy too. Visit AAA.com/insurance today for your free quote.
When I think back about what it was like when we sold our first house, I remember the part that I hated the most was the call from our realtor saying, hey, I need you guys to fix the frame around that door. Or, hey, I think you should replace the carpet upstairs. All of these little tiny things that were coming in very last minute. You're just trying to sell your house. You don't want to make all those repairs. Well, now you don't have to if you just go to Open Door. See, what Open Door is going to do is make the process of selling your home way easier than what you're used to. So you're not going to have that prep work, no repairs to fix, nothing, no scheduling of the walkthroughs. When you go to opendoor.com, all you have to do is put in a little bit about your house. Tell them how many bathrooms you have, how many bedrooms you have. You get an offer in just a couple of minutes. I tried this myself. Not only did I get that offer in just a couple of minutes, but they even compared my house to comps in the neighborhood and came up with a real competitive offer. And it was way more than one that I ever thought I could get for my house. So what have you got to lose? Sell your house the new-fashioned way, the stress-free way. Get your free offer at opendoor.com/myoffer. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage Inc., license number 020611330 in California, and Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets. Sell your home the new-fashioned way at opendoor.com/myoffer.
Should kids and teens get the COVID-19 vaccine?
Is it safe for my daughter?
Have they been thoroughly tested?
Will my grandson be okay if he gets vaccinated? He's still developing.
The short answer to all these questions? Yes. The COVID-19 vaccine is proven to be safe and effective for ages 12 and up. Add a COVID-19 vaccine to your child's back-to-school checklist. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find a walk-in option or make an appointment. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Hey, it's Conway here. You're looking to sell your home fast without any repairs. You want the hassle of dealing with showings, realtors, cleaning, or making upgrades. You gotta call Sunday, SUNDAE.com. Sunday's gonna buy your home as is and give you the best possible price. Plus, very flexible timeline here. They can close in as quick as 10 days or months if that's what you need. And get this, they're offering you a $20,000 cash advance when you sell with Sunday. They can help with moving costs or other expenses you might have. 0 fees to sell. You get every dime of it. They're very experienced. They purchased hundreds of homes off market. You've seen them everywhere. CNBC, CNN, Business Insider. They're very trusted in the state of California and 5-star reviews everywhere you look online. So go to Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com, or phone them, 825-OFFER. That's 825-OFFER. Get yourself a free, no obligation, cash offer. 825-OFFER or Sunday.com.
Does it really matter who you call to tune up your air conditioner? This is Leland Smith, owner of Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC, and I want you to know that all tune-ups are not created equal. Lots of companies will do what's called a clean and check instead of an actual tune-up. It only takes a few minutes, and besides blowing off the dust, what they're really doing is checking for problems that they can charge you big money to fix. That's not a real tune-up. The Service Champions Precision Tune-Up and Professional Cleaning is designed to keep your air conditioner running at top shape for as long as possible. It takes an hour and a half and is performed by a seasoned professional that includes 26 separate operations. It's like having your air conditioner rejuvenated to factory fresh condition. And right now we're offering our Precision Tune-Up and Professional Cleaning for just $88. To schedule yours, call us toll-free at 833-777-7777 or online at servicechampions.com.
Ever since Donald Trump refused to accept that he lost the presidential election, national Republicans have been attacking election results and voting rights in states across the country. Now they've got their sights set on a power grab in California, abusing the democratic process with a recall that will cost taxpayers hundreds of millions, so they can derail California's progress and take our state backwards. Who's behind this partisan scheme? Big Trump donors, big oil companies, anti-vaxxers, and some of the same right-wing extremists who attacked the Capitol on January 6th, bankrolled by the Republican National Committee. Here's how we stop them. Every California voter will get a ballot in the mail for the September 14th special election. Vote no to protect California and our democracy. Vote no to stop the Republican recall of Governor Newsom. It's a partisan power grab. Ad paid for by Stop the Republican Recall of Governor Newsom. Committee major funding from Reed Hastings and SEIU Local 2015.
I have to have my life controlled by a bunch of kooks who won't get vaccinated. That's frustrating. No, it's not going to happen. It's simply absolutely not going to happen. It's bad enough much of life today is controlled by the crazy people. We're right. We got vaccinated. They're wrong. They didn't get vaccinated.
John and Ken.
No, I did my part.
Weekdays at 2.
This is nuts.
On KFI.
This is the Bill Handel Show. It's Kennedy in for Bill Handel all morning long. We are going strong with Handle on the News, Wayne Resnick, Jennifer Jones-Lee by my side. So let's keep going, Wayne. Hit me.
Well, the filming of the final season of Better Call Saul was stopped when star Bob Odenkirk collapsed on the set and was rushed to the hospital. And apparently, we're not getting any updates, and it has people all over Twitter in particular apoplectic. The outpouring of love and support for Bob Odenkirk is something I haven't really seen before at this level. No one has an unkind word to say about him.
And people are so invested. Not only do they love his character, do they love the show Better Call Saul, they love Breaking Bad, but also he's become a phenomenal actor. And I first became aware of him on Mr. Show with Bob and David when he did a sketch show in the 90s with David Cross, which I absolutely love. That was such a great show. But he's one of those people who has shown that the comedy is so difficult, and when you take that sort of talent and you're able to translate it to drama as well, phenomenal things can happen. You want to do a little armchair diagnosis, Jennifer? Go ahead. It's okay. You're in a safe place.
Okay. No, I just think, too, that when you have somebody that you feel like you've sort of grown up with, like you saying that he's kind of evolved into this incredible actor, people grow along with them, and I think that love grows along with that as well. And so all of a sudden you're like, wait, what? That guy that I had kind of seen go from nothing into this huge star now is sick. There's something about that, too, that gives you a more intimate feeling about his health.
And, it's interesting because sometimes you work so hard, you can work yourself into the ground, and that has become an American ideal, and we're really torn between that now because you see someone like that, he was collapsed, he spent the night in the hospital, and we're not getting a lot of information about it, and then we cut to Tokyo, where there are some mixed feelings about Simone Biles, obviously withdrew from the final team competition, and her teammates were able to salvage the contest, winning the silver and falling to the Russians, the heavens. But now Biles has actually withdrawn from the individual competition. She will not compete in the all-around competition, and she said that she's still not mentally in the right place. And I know a lot of people have gone out of their way to talk about her bravery and how wonderful it is that she is addressing mental health issues. And I agree with that. I think it is critically important, particularly for Olympic athletes, because their entire lives come down to a few single moments, and that really is a recipe for mental distress. Having said that, I do think she might have been okay waiting until Sunday to decide that she doesn't want to compete anymore. Maybe finish the competition. Your thoughts, Wayne?
Oh, I love you, Kennedy. I do, but we just don't agree on this. She doesn't owe anybody anything, in my opinion.
A little bit.
See, that's interesting. Let's explore that for a second. How do you figure, who does she owe and how do you figure she owes it?
Well, someone who has made so much money off of my daughters, my daughters were competitive gymnasts for years, and they both stopped competing in gymnastics right before the pandemic. They were both coincidentally injured, and I know how dangerous of a sport it is. I know what gymnasts put into their careers and how, they do harm their bodies, and you add to that the mental, emotional, and physical distress of being sexually assaulted by a coach or a doctor, and it makes it almost impossible. However, Simone Biles has turned herself into this incredible brand, and a lot of girls look up to her, a lot of girls buy her gear. And, I do think there is something to the phrase, greatness is doing your best when your best is required. And I do think that incredible athletes have the ability to compartmentalize. And, if you are going to personally profit from the grandest stage, then you should have a little bit more fun with it.
Okay, I'm going to wave the flag of Switzerland over here and get in between the two of you and go off on what Allie Rasmussen said yesterday. So, former Olympian.
Allie Reisman?
Yeah, she was talking about Reisman. Thank you. Before I get Rasmussen. Anyway, Reisman. She was saying yesterday that she was talking about bravery of Simone Biles, but then she took a turn and she started talking about how she felt that this highlighted the dysfunction within U.S. gymnastics. And she said that she felt like, hey, look, I don't know what was going on in Simone's head, I'm paraphrasing here, but that if Simone had maybe the support that she needed for whatever she was going through, whether it be physical or mental, she would never have gotten to that place yesterday. And I thought that was just an interesting thing for her to point out, somebody who has been a part of that organization, to say this is bigger than Simone. This is the whole umbrella of the organization that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, right. USAG is in an absolute shambles, and they should be ashamed of themselves. And the Watergate threshold should be applied to everyone in that organization in terms of Larry Nassar. What did they know, and when did they know it? And why didn't they stop the abuse and force the FBI to do something much, much sooner so they didn't create more victims? And, all of that is an incredibly important conversation to have. And, now there are a lot of parents who are scrutinizing the coaches and the gymnastics programs across the country, and rightly so, because, this